T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now I'm reviewing the Transformers Generation Select War for Cybertron Trilogy Soundwave Spy Patrol 3rd Unit. They're calling it that, but two of the figures in here are meant to go with Double Dealer, but they're still cassette bots, so maybe they can share. Here's what it looks like when you open it. Cassette tape detail, even though none of these turn into anything that looks like a tape. The closest thing that looked like a tape to me is this guy right there. So far. He looks like a friggin' Autobot. Yeah, he almost looks more like a tape than Frenzy here. Here's this detail right there. That's B-side. And let's get their official names. Decepticon Wingthing. That is the Wingthing is the orange jet. Decepticon Frenzy, the blue cassette dude down there. Decepticon Skar, the ugly bat. And Decepticon Knok, right there. Knok and Skar, I believe, are supposed to be Double Dealer's Power Masters. So you can pretend these are Power Masters, and let me get them out of there. I'm liking that paint right there. In the spirit of full disclosure, this is an unboxing review. Normally I take the things out and play with them first and then come back and give my thoughts and whatnot, but there's no real need for me to give thoughts. I like them already. If you watch these previous reviews, you already know how I feel because they're basically the same guy. Two of them are straight up repaints, and the other two have new heads and they're repaints. But let's get Frenzy out of the way. And before y'all say it in the comments and drive me up the freaking wall, for the sake of toy accuracy in this review and review accuracy for people who don't necessarily collect Transformers, this is Frenzy because that's what it says in the packaging, and that's Rumble because that's what it says on his packaging. I grew up with the cartoon first, and the blue or purple one was Rumble for I don't know how many episodes. But when I finally got a toy catalog, I saw it said he was supposed to be Frenzy, and I was confused. Then I remembered that the cartoon had tons of animation errors and all types of other errors. But here is Frenzy. I love the paint. And I wanted to say this, I'm happy. These paint jobs, from what I could see, especially Skar right there, they are way more premium looking than these to a certain extent. Now, yeah, Frenzy, he is painted blue right there, whereas this is just regular black right there. It's not painted. They didn't go the extra mile with him. And it's a different shade of blue than all the rest of the blue, so go toy cartoon accuracy. But in the cartoon, he was more purple than blue. But anyhow, this shouldn't have red right here. I swapped his legs around because I didn't like the way they look in robot mode. But yeah, transform this guy. Whatever. And you know what? I just thought about why I like these so much. They don't give me nostalgia for the original cassette guy so much. They give me nostalgia for those Transformer watch guys, where they look like this with a clock on it, and then you popped it off and transform. And I was like, man, if they had like working hips and knees, these would be like so freaking awesome. All they could do is their legs would be permanently like this, and their arms could only shift forward. They couldn't go out. So this is like that to the max, and I really like that. I like the blue on the outside, so I'm probably gonna swap his legs around. All you need to do is pull him off the ball joint. But this is a cool little guy. The head rotates. His head is fully painted from what I could see, and he has a ton of paint. So I'm happy Hasbro didn't upcharge for these. They charged the regular retail. He has little things on his fist right there. These are Standport size. So you can attach them. Unfortunately, the only place where figures have stand ports is usually their butt. So if that makes any sense, or for whatever picture you're going for, if you want to have him hanging around, you don't necessarily have it aimed on his butt with the camera. You could do something like that. But let's get Rumble transformed. And yeah. So here's what you're dealing with. I hate that they never explained their relationship in a cartoon, because they seemed like they were twins, but they never explained they had the same exact voice. In the movie, they were finishing each other's sentences. I like these. I didn't like them at first. I was like, they looked so blocky and square. But once I got them in hand, I really liked them. And I think they're cool. I wish they had weapons. I guess you could pretend these little things are pile drivers, or you could pretend they're guns. You can actually put the siege weapons on that. Now for Wingthing. Wingthing looks like this. He doesn't have that much paint, so I guess he got the short end of the stick as far as the paint budget. Even Ratbat appears to have more coloration going on than this guy. So they're highly similar, but yeah, see, he has less paint going on. That's what you need to do to transform him. And it's kind of difficult to do this, but you got to like bring the head down and then shift it back so the head will sit up like that. But even Ratbat, no. Ratbat sort of has, I can barely see it in these lights, but he has like a silver wash over that black a little bit, unless I'm going crazy. I might be going crazy. I think this is painted because it's very shimmery, but they are very similar. As far as articulation, you got that, you got this. The feet move independently, and the head can go down and up as a double jointed neck, but it doesn't rotate. And unfortunately, it doesn't have any guns on the shoulders, but you can bring this up, kind of angle it. If you could just shoot people at an angle, or you'll just have to use your imagination. Maybe he shoots pulses out of his shoulders or something like that. But I didn't have too much of a problem with this mold. Yeah, I think he's a cool, fun little bot. I was doing stuff like pushing the head up like this, putting it down, and using this, connecting him to Soundwave. Go in there. Come on. Making him like a bladed weapon right there. Unfortunately, you can see the face. You can't hide it any type of way, but yeah, he's still some type of bladed weapon. Skar has more paint than both of those. He has the yellow trim on the edges, and it still has like the gunmetal in there. Let's transform this back. Like, this doesn't have any paint on the edges. There's paint right there on those little thrusters, but there's just paint around these thrusters, and there's paint right here on the back of the head, which this one does not have, and the Wingthing doesn't have. So there's more paint there, and on this side, I saw before I even opened it that there's more paint. It looks like it's been panel lined in the sculpt right there. Here's his face up close. Looks like a ghoulie, but you can see up close, you can see the panel lining in there, and that's really cool. Let me see if there's, looking in the wing, if there's any other mold changes. There doesn't seem to be. There's a face up close. Of course, this looks more like Ratbat, cartoon Ratbat. I don't know if you can see it what I was talking about. It kind of looks like it has like a rusty paint going all over it. But this doesn't have a Decepticon logo. And I'm just noticing it has blue paint right there, so that's some extra paint too. So he kind of, in comparison to the other two, has a premium paint job. He has red eyes, unlike this one here, that's gold eyes. Wingthing had black eyes. But yeah, so I like this. This is pretty much the same with a different head and more paint, so can't really complain about it too much. And here we are with Knok. This reminds me of one of the Blasters cassette. I thought this was an Autobot in there, but apparently it's not. And they made sure to put Decepticon. But you see this? I like this. It gives me nostalgia for freaking eject and rewind a little bit. There's his face, if you can call that a face. It's all blue and he has a visor and a mouth plate. The head still rotates. And looking at the chest, it's the same thing. And I'm just realizing that's paint. So I thought his chest was remolded. It's not. So it has all the same molding. They just put the paint in different spots. But I do wish that these came with some kind of weapons. Because seeing Rumble and Frenzy without the things on their back takes away from it. There's no way you can use this peg to... I mean, you know what? I'm lying. I did take one of the Battle Master's guns and put that on his back. Let me see. This one, I forget what his name is. He has a 5mm port right there on his gun. So I was able to port this into here. How did I do that? Because it's kind of in the way. I'm able to do it upside down. Let me see. I could have swore I was able to do it the other way. Hold on. I guess I'm remembering things. Maybe I'm remembering being able to do this. But because of that peg, the only way you can get him to actually have that on his back is to cut this peg off. And you could successfully have him with a back gun. But then you would have to repaint it. It'll be cool if this gray gun right here could peg in there some type of way. I mean, I guess if you customize it so that this can go in there and this peg can slot right there, you'd be in business. And because it has like a little stand port hole in it, they can do stuff like this. So if you could figure out a way to make all this look good, they could have their own weapons. It would have been nice because this peg really isn't that much. The hand isn't that much smaller than this. If they would have gave it a stand port size hole, you would have been able to make them hold the gun. So, I don't know. Those are customizing ideas. All right, here's a big family portrait. I'm amazed and shocked that out of all these figures, none of them are Autobots. So I guess they are really just sticking straight to Soundwave and Sound Blaster and Double Dealer when he comes out. So Lord knows if they're ever going to give us a Blaster. I hope it's an all new mold, because Blaster is known to have a different body shape than Soundwave. But Blaster hasn't had his own body shape in forever. And of all of these molds, I like the humanoid robots the most. I guess I like the bats and Laser and the bird. I like them about the same, to be honest. Ravage I like the least. He has the most involved transformation, so it doesn't make him fun to transform back and forth. And it's hard to get him to do anything and look right. He just doesn't look like what he's supposed to look like, where all of these, they're at least close. And for the people that's late to Siege, if you open this up, you can store these inside of Sound Blaster and Soundwave. To let you know, Sound Blaster always have the peg up for the first bot, because that's a tight fit and they're gonna get stuck. For now, while it's one in there, I wanted to see what they look like with the orange cassette, and that's what you're working with. Then with Sound Blaster, you have to put the cassettes in there, the second guy in there a certain way, or the door won't open. With the bats, you have to have them in there like this, with the head sticking or facing his chest, or else that door will not open. Soundwave, this one is the most cassette looking, so I'm gonna put that here, and that's what he looks like with that one in there. But I don't know if I like my Soundwave with all that detail in his chest. So far with Soundwave, the bat cassette is getting stuck no matter which direction I put them in. So I guess you can't win with them. As we can see, it still works on Sound Blaster. So yeah. Anywho, these are cool little extra accessories for your Soundwaves to mess with. They do not port. I mean, the secondary mood that they do not list any instructions because they even know it looks silly. They have all these pegs so you can port them on Soundwave. I guess if his chest is full, you can still do something with them. They act as shields mostly when I translated what their functions were for the actual Siege cassettes. It said they were like some type of shields. So I guess that's what they are. I guess if he has enough of these, the Autobots wouldn't be able to shoot them and they wouldn't get hurt because they're vibrating some type of sound frequency out. Gotta use their imagination. But anyhow, let's end this video. These are cool. I like the Hasbro sold them at a good freaking price. So that's awesome. And I commend them for that. Thank you for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these